I rise to talk a little bit today just about some concerns I have with this legislation. I have concerns not only with the legislation, Madam President, but I have concerns about the process, concerns about how this budget process was done. And it's no secret, and it's been in the papers and it's been discussed widely, that our leaders had an interest in joining the discussion, that we had some ideas that we thought we would share through them. And it's no secret that those requests fell on deaf ears. I believe the responsibility of creating budgets and policy in this building should fall on us equally, as we each equally represent a similar number of constituents and should at least have an equal say into those discussions. Share a short story. When I was first selectman, Madam President, of the town of East Lyme, it was the spring of 2008, and I saw the fiscal crisis. The world was changing in front of us. The economic realities were about to significantly change. And I, as a Republican first selectman, spoke to the Democratic Town Committee, and I said to them, I am here not for politics, I am here for policy and for help, because you are 40 committed, passionate people that can help the people of East Lyme with your service. And out of that, Madam President, we got volunteers. We got people that worked for the benefit of the community. People like Paul McDonough, who was an assistant banking treasurer here and volunteered to be on our pension committee. And because of his and others' volunteerism and expertise, we doubled our holdings in our pension committee over the period of that recession. And I believe there's added value in inclusiveness. And I believe that should be an opportunity that we look at here in this chamber. I have concerns, Madam President, regarding the tax increases. This particular second largest tax increase in history, I have concerns about our business community. We've all read the papers and we all know what our job creators are proposing. And I believe we can and should create an environment for success, not to create an environment that fosters task forces, thank you, to explore leaving our state and taking good-paying jobs out of the state of Connecticut, which has happened over the last 3 weeks. I have concerns, Madam President, about our hospitals, that reductions in Medicaid reimbursements for our doctors and nurses and services, and increases in hospital taxes and new sales taxes for those hospital services have already resulted in layoffs, have already resulted in services declining. And I fear they will erode any gains that we've made in this state as a leader in getting people to be insured. Why? Because I believe that we will not be able to sustain and access good service with these increased costs. And I think policy premiums will rise as a result. I think deductibles will rise as a result. And services will be eliminated as a result. And health care as we know it is not going to improve, but it's going to face major challenges. I have concerns about our elderly, particularly in the private nursing facilities, where 30%, as was discussed earlier, will receive a 75-cent an hour raise under this bill, while 70% of those working in those facilities will receive a 6-cent raise. And that's not adequate for them to sustain and live here in the state of Connecticut. We can offer people the opportunity to make a particular minimum wage here on this property, but not when it comes to the elderly that they serve. I have concerns about our bullpen, Madam President. I have concerns about our youth. Where will they live? Who will be building those houses if we can't afford the supplies to get them here? Where will they work if the jobs that are here today are moving tomorrow? What of the affordabilities of our cities and towns? How will that be sustained? Because I have concerns about property taxes. I have concerns that this bill is designed to protect property tax provisions will actually have the opposite effect. By moving revenue away from the communities, it could result in the ultimate loss of revenues. Are we and will we sustain our part of the bargain to keep providing that percentage of the sales tax to our cities and towns? Will Hartford live up to its expectations? Or are we already adjusting those formulas to be convenient? And what of a pending budget deficit? What will happen to cities and towns then? Should we have a lockbox for them? Should we have a lockbox for that commitment that we're making? Madam President, in conclusion, I have been proud to represent the 20th District here in this great chamber, in this great building, and in this great place. And I have been proud to work with each and every person around this circle. And I am sure that the people that I represent would like us to be proud of what we put out. That the people of the 20th District in particular, and the state of Connecticut in general, will be proud of the product that we present to them. And I think that's the real tragedy today. Money comes and goes. Economies flow up and down. But more than anything else, I believe that we need the people in this state to feel pride again, to hold their heads up, to hold their heads high, and to relax and lower their shoulders, and so that they can feel grateful, gratitude, and secure about their lives here. We've done many good things this session in this chamber, but I'm concerned that this budget will not be one of them. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, sir.